Welcome to the Shigeki podcast, where science and longevity come together to help you live better, longer, and stronger after 60. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, and every week we explore the simple, powerful changes you can make to feel more energized and more in control of your health. And I'm here as always with my dear friend and one of the most respected voices in preventive medicine, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. Today we need to talk about something that often hides in plain sight: visceral fat. Unlike the fat you can pinch under your skin, this type of fat wraps around your internal organs, your liver, pancreas, and intestines. It's invisible from the outside, but make no mistake, it's the most dangerous fat in the body. It increases your risk for heart disease, diabetes, stroke, even certain cancers. And here's the scary part: you don't have to look overweight to have it. Thin people can carry a high load of visceral fat without realizing it, especially if they're over 60 and lead a sedentary lifestyle.
But what if I told you that you could shrink it in just 30 days without starving yourself or doing endless crunches? The truth is, visceral fat responds quickly to the right habits. Not extreme ones, but consistent targeted actions based on real science. Many of my older patients, even those in their 70s, have reduced dangerous belly fat without going on harsh diets or punishing exercise plans. In today's episode, we'll reveal the 5 fastest science-backed strategies to melt visceral fat, all achievable at home with no gym membership required. These are daily habits you can begin right now, whether you're active or just starting out.
If your waistline is over 90 centimeters, or you've been struggling with stubborn belly fat that just won't go away, this episode is for you. Subscribe and share it with someone you love, because shrinking visceral fat doesn't just change your size, it could save your life.
Let's take a closer look at why visceral fat is so dangerous and why so many people don't even know they have it. First, we need to understand the difference between visceral fat and subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat is the soft fat just under your skin, the kind you can pinch. It's more visible and, in most cases, less harmful. But visceral fat is different. It's hidden deep inside your abdomen, surrounding critical organs like your liver, pancreas, and intestines. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but it can quietly sabotage your health from the inside.
And here's something surprising. Even people who appear thin can have high levels of visceral fat. We sometimes call this TOFI thin, outside fat inside. It happens when someone may have a normal weight on the scale, but due to inactivity, poor diet, or stress, fat begins accumulating around their internal organs. This is especially common in people over 60 when muscle mass declines and metabolism slows. The real danger lies in what this fat is doing behind the scenes. Visceral fat is metabolically active. It doesn't just sit there, it acts like an organ releasing inflammatory chemicals like IL-6 and TNF-alpha. These compounds trigger chronic inflammation throughout the body. They interfere with insulin sensitivity, which raises blood sugar levels. They raise blood pressure. And they contribute directly to fatty liver disease, even if you don't drink alcohol.
And because you can't see it in the mirror, visceral fat often goes undetected until it's already caused damage. So how can you know if you're at risk? One of the easiest ways is to measure your waistline. For most adults, a waist circumference over 90 centimeters is a warning sign. You can also check your body fat percentage or ask your doctor to run tests like CRP, a marker for inflammation, or get an abdominal ultrasound. And once you understand what visceral fat is doing to your body, you can start making real changes to stop it. And that's exactly what we'll share next.
Let's kick off our 5 fastest strategies to melt visceral fat with something simple but incredibly powerful. It's time-restricted eating, also known as TRE. This approach doesn't ask you to starve yourself or count every calorie. Instead, it simply limits when you eat, not what you eat. And believe it or not, that one shift can make a huge difference, especially after 60.
In fact, time-restricted eating is one of the most effective ways we've seen to reduce visceral fat. Studies show that eating within an 8 to 10 hour window each day can shrink liver fat by 4 to 10%, in just 30 days, even without changing how much you eat. That's because you're giving your body time to shift gears. Instead of storing fat, it starts burning it. Here's how it works. When you stop eating late at night and extend your fasting window into the morning, your insulin levels drop. Insulin is the hormone that signals your body to store fat, so the less insulin in your system, the more your body taps into its fat reserves. At night, while you're sleeping and not eating, your liver finally gets a break. It can begin detoxing, repairing cells, and reducing inflammation. That's exactly what you want if you're trying to reverse fatty liver, high blood sugar, or belly fat.
So what's the best schedule? We recommend finishing your last meal by 7 p.m. or at the latest 8 p.m. Avoid eating anything heavy after that, because at night your body is more likely to turn food into fat. Then fast overnight for 12 to 14 hours. That means your first meal the next day could be around 9 or 10 a.m. During the fasting period, you can drink water, herbal tea, or black coffee, just no sugar, cream, or snacks. After just 2 weeks, many of our patients report feeling lighter, sleeping better, and having more stable energy throughout the day. Lab tests often show lower fasting glucose, reduced waist circumference, and improved liver enzymes. And remember, this isn't extreme fasting. It's simply aligning your eating pattern with your body's natural rhythm. When you give your metabolism a break, even just overnight, it starts working for you again, not against you. That's how healing begins.
Now, let's talk about a hidden culprit that adds visceral fat fast, and most people don't even realize it's the problem. I'm talking about liquid sugar. That means sodas, sweetened juices, sugary coffees, flavored milks, even those so-called healthy bottled smoothies. The sugar in these drinks hits your system much faster than sugar from food, and that's what makes it so dangerous.
Yes, liquid sugar is especially harmful because it bypasses the body's normal checks and balances. Unlike whole fruits or complex carbs, these drinks contain no fiber to slow absorption. So, the sugar rushes straight into your bloodstream, spikes your insulin, and sends a message to your body to store fat, especially around the liver and internal organs. This is one of the main reasons why fatty liver disease and insulin resistance are now common even in people who don't eat much junk food.
So what is the scary part? It's very easy to overdo it. You could drink a 12-ounce soda or a bottle of juice in minutes without even realizing you've just taken in 30 to 40 grams of sugar. That's more than most people need in an entire day, all in one drink. And your body doesn't register it the same way as food, so you don't feel full. Instead, you just keep sipping, and the fat quietly builds up around your waistline. But the good news is, this is a change you can make immediately, and the results are fast. Swap out sugary drinks for water infused with lemon or ginger. Try unsweetened green tea, which also helps reduce inflammation. And skip the fancy coffees loaded with syrup. Even many bottled smoothies labeled as healthy are packed with hidden sugars.
After just 30 days of cutting liquid sugar, we often see a drop in liver enzymes like ALT, a shrinking waistline, and a big improvement in afternoon energy. People feel less bloated, have fewer cravings, and stop hitting the 3 p.m. wall. Sometimes the smallest changes, like what you drink, lead to the biggest shifts in your health. Start with your cup, and your belly will thank you.
Let's move on to strategy number 2, and it's one of the most overlooked but impactful changes you can make. I'm talking about cutting out liquid sugar. That means sodas, fruit juices, sweetened milk, flavored coffee drinks, even those so-called healthy bottled smoothies. These sugary liquids are one of the fastest ways to grow visceral fat, especially around the liver, and the reason is simple. Your body absorbs sugar from liquid much faster than from solid food. When you drink something sweet, even if it's 100% fruit juice, there's no fiber to slow it down. The sugar rushes into your bloodstream, spikes insulin, and signals your body to store fat. And where does that fat go? Straight to your liver and the area around your organs. It's the perfect recipe for visceral fat, fatty liver, and insulin resistance.
And here's the sneaky part. Because liquid sugar doesn't make you feel full, you can drink far more than you realize. A single glass of orange juice can have more sugar than a soda. And if you're sipping sweet drinks throughout the day, even things labeled as natural or low fat, your body is under constant pressure to store fat, raise blood sugar, and deal with inflammation. But the good news is, the results of cutting it out are fast and dramatic. In as little as 4 weeks, people who stop drinking sugary beverages without changing anything else in their diet often see big improvements. Their liver enzymes go down, their waistline shrinks, and that afternoon energy crash starts to disappear. They feel less bloated, more focused, and even sleep better.
So what do you drink instead? Keep it simple and refreshing. Try plain water with slices of lemon or fresh ginger. Both support digestion and detox. Unsweetened green tea is another great option. It has antioxidants that help lower inflammation and gently boost metabolism. And be cautious with store-bought coffee drinks and smoothies. Many of them are loaded with syrup and hidden sugar, even when they're marketed as healthy.
It's not about deprivation. It's about giving your liver and your metabolism a break. Your body can recover quickly, but it needs you to stop pouring in what's silently doing the damage. When you switch from sweet drinks to clean, natural options, you'll be surprised how quickly your cravings drop and your energy rises. So, just try it for 30 days. Skip the sugar in your drinks. Keep everything else the same, and watch how your mood and your lab results start to change one sip at a time.
Now we are moving to talk about what you eat first thing in the morning, because your breakfast has a powerful impact on how your body stores fat for the rest of the day. Strategy number 3 is simple but often overlooked. Choose a high-protein, low-refined carbohydrate breakfast. This one change alone can dramatically reduce visceral fat and support more stable energy throughout the day. There's strong science behind this. One study compared 2 groups. One ate white bread for breakfast, the other ate eggs with avocado. The group eating protein and healthy fats saw 38% greater reduction in visceral fat, even though their total calories were similar. Why? Because protein helps stabilize your blood sugar. It slows down how quickly glucose enters the bloodstream, reducing the insulin spike that triggers fat storage.
Exactly. When you start your day with refined carbs like white bread, sweet cereals, or even a glass of orange juice, your blood sugar shoots up. Insulin follows, telling your body to store fat. And most of that fat ends up right where we don't want it, in the liver and around the organs. What's worse is that sugar spike is followed by a crash, which makes you crave more snacks before lunch, usually something sweet. That becomes a cycle that feeds belly fat. On the other hand, a protein-rich breakfast keeps you full longer. It supports lean muscle mass, which is critical after 60, and even boosts your metabolism. Protein requires more energy to digest, so your body burns more calories just breaking it down. And when paired with healthy fats, it keeps cravings low and energy steady.
Some of my favorite breakfast ideas include a boiled egg with a few slices of avocado and a sprinkle of walnuts, or Greek yogurt unsweetened with chia seeds and fresh blueberries. If you prefer something quick and drinkable, make a smoothie with plant-based protein powder, almond butter, and a handful of spinach or kale. It's satisfying, nutrient-dense, and supports fat burning all morning long.
Just avoid the common mistakes like white toast, sugary cereal, flavored yogurt, or orange juice. Many people don't realize orange juice spikes insulin almost as fast as soda. You may think you're starting healthy, but your body sees it as sugar overload. So, tomorrow morning, swap the bread and juice for protein and fiber. Your belly, your brain, and your blood sugar will thank you.
Strategy number 4 is one of the most sustainable and most powerful ways to target visceral fat. It's Zone 2 cardio combined with daily walking. What's amazing is that this gentle, consistent movement can reduce deep belly fat significantly in as little as 6 weeks, even if you don't change your diet. It's especially effective for older adults because it doesn't stress the body the way high-intensity exercise can. Zone 2 refers to a specific heart rate zone, usually around 110 to 130 beats per minute, For most people over 60, that's the sweet spot where your body prefers to burn fat instead of sugar for energy. It's low intensity, but long-lasting. You should still be able to talk while you're exercising, maybe slightly out of breath, but not gasping. And that's what makes it so perfect for daily practice. It doesn't spike cortisol like high-intensity workouts, so it's easier to recover from and safer for the heart.
The simplest way to hit zone 2 is just by walking briskly. 30 minutes a day at a steady pace is all it takes. You can also mix it up a couple times a week with light cycling, slow swimming, or gentle yoga. It's not about pushing harder, it's about consistency. The more days you move, the more your body learns to use fat as fuel. And here's a helpful tip for you. The timing of your walk can also improve your results. Doing zone 2 exercise after breakfast or in the early afternoon when your body has some fuel helps increase fat burning without causing stress or fatigue. You don't need a gym and you don't need fancy equipment, just a good pair of shoes and a plan to move each day.
And the benefits go beyond fat loss. People often report better digestion, clearer thinking, and improved sleep, all from adding a gentle walk into their daily routine. It becomes a reset button for your metabolism. Most importantly, zone 2 cardio is sustainable. You're not pushing your body to exhaustion. You're teaching it to work more efficiently, to age more gracefully, and to melt visceral fat without punishment. So make it a daily rhythm, 30 minutes a day. Let walking become your medicine one step at a time.
All right, coming to the last one, we want to talk about something that doesn't involve eating, walking, or supplements, but may be the most important strategy of all deep restorative sleep. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that people who sleep 7 to 8 hours a night burn over 2.5 times more belly fat than those who sleep less than 6 hours. That's not just about energy, that's a major fat-burning advantage while you rest. And it's something many people underestimate. When you don't sleep enough, even just for a few nights, your hunger hormones go out of balance. Ghrelin, the hormone that tells you you're hungry, goes up. Meanwhile, leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full, goes down. The result? You eat more often without realizing it, and your body stores more of that food as visceral fat.
And sleep doesn't just affect appetite, it directly impacts your liver's ability to process fats. When you're sleep deprived, your liver struggles to break down lipids properly. That means more of the fat you eat. Even healthy fat ends up getting stored instead of burned. Over time, that adds up to fatty liver insulin resistance and expanding waistlines. But when you get deep sleep, especially between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., everything shifts. Your adrenal glands relax, cortisol levels drop, and your metabolism resets. Cortisol is a stress hormone that promotes fat storage around the belly. If it stays elevated at night, your body stays in survival mode, clinging to every bit of fat. But when sleep is deep and uninterrupted, cortisol falls naturally and fat burning can begin. So how do you support better sleep?
The first step is to turn off all electronic devices, phones, TVs, tablets, at least 1 hour before bed. The blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which delays melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. Next, make sure your bedroom is completely dark. Even a small amount of light from a clock or hallway can interfere with your body's repair cycles. And perhaps most importantly, stick to a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed around 10 p.m. and waking around 6 a.m. aligns with your body's natural circadian rhythm. These hours are golden for fat metabolism, hormone regulation, and cellular healing.
You don't have to do everything perfectly. Just aim for progress a little earlier. Bedtime, fewer screens at night, and more respect for what your body needs to restore. Because deep sleep isn't just rest, it's repair, it's fat burning. And it might just be the missing link in your weight loss journey.
Now that you understand the science and the strategies, let's bring it all together into one simple plan. We call this the 30-Day Fat Loss Protocol, a week-by-week guide to help you shrink visceral fat safely, naturally, and sustainably. No extreme diets, no intense workouts. Just 5 smart habits layered in, slowly to create real change in just 1 month.
In week 1, your focus is on 2 key steps. Start time-restricted eating by fasting 12 to 14 hours overnight and cut all liquid sugar. That means no soda, no fruit juice, no sweetened milk, or syrupy coffee drinks. This first shift alone helps reset insulin levels and takes a major load off your liver. Stick to water, herbal tea, or black coffee in the morning and try to eat within a 10-hour window. Most people already notice less bloating and fewer cravings by the end of this first week. Week 2 is when we build on that foundation. This week, replace your usual breakfast with a high-protein, low-carb option, like boiled eggs with avocado or Greek yogurt with chia seeds and berries. Then add gentle daily walks, ideally after meals. Walking right after breakfast or lunch can help regulate blood sugar and improve digestion. It's simple, calming, and deeply effective. By week 3, your body is ready for a bit more. This is the time to start Zone 2 cardio 2 or 3 times per week. Brisk walking, slow cycling, or gentle yoga. Just 30 minutes at a conversational pace will do. Also, this is when you fine-tune your sleep schedule. Aim for 7 to 8 hours per night, with bedtime around 10 p.m. Create a dark, quiet room and cut screens at least an hour before bed. This helps bring down cortisol and promotes fat burning during sleep. Finally, week 4 is about stabilizing your new habits. Keep everything going: your fasting, protein breakfasts, walking, Zone 2 cardio, and quality sleep. This is also the perfect time to track your progress. Measure your waist, check in on your energy levels, sleep quality, and mood. You may be surprised by how much has changed in just 30 days.
And don't forget to use tools that help you stay on track: a heart rate watch for Zone 2, a fasting app to remind you when to eat, and a simple 1-week meal planner to take the guesswork out of mornings. When small habits come together in the right order, they create big results. 1 month, 1 protocol, a lifetime of better health.
To wrap up, I want to leave you with something important. You don't have to be skinny to be healthy. You just need to shrink the right fat, the dangerous kind hiding deep around your organs. That's visceral fat. It's not about what you see in the mirror. It's about what's happening silently inside your body and how it affects your heart, your liver, your brain, and your energy. And the good news is visceral fat is not as stubborn as most people think. It's not something you have to fight with extreme diets or punishing workouts. It's simply a reflection of the environment inside your body. When you start sleeping better, eating at the right times, walking more, and cutting sugar, your body responds quickly. It starts to let go of the fat it no longer needs, especially the kind that causes inflammation and disease. In just 30 days, you can start to feel that shift: more energy in the morning, less bloating after meals, deeper sleep, and yes, a smaller waistline. These are signs that your body is healing, your metabolism is resetting, and your organs are breathing freely again.
So, don't wait for perfection. Start small, stay consistent, and let your body do what it was designed to do: restore itself. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Which strategy are you trying? First, comment below and share your experience. Your story might inspire someone else to begin. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time for another powerful episode.